Okay, hey everybody. So the things that I should probably introduce myself. I'm Bethany. The thing that I want to do for my project today is actually just share with you kind of what helped me understand some of the things. Like when we talked about different mixtures, I feel like I had a really hard time remembering things and remembering examples for them. And so with it, I'm cooking some pancakes, and through all of it, I'm gonna try to explain the different mixtures that we have and like examples to kind of go with it, and then as well kind of talk about equilibrium and how making pancakes kind of helped me like remember all the different ways that equilibrium shifts. So hopefully this is helpful for you guys as well. So I want to start by talking about the different mixtures. So baking soda sorry, I want to talk about this. It's just one of the ingredients in the pancakes that I am making. And so the formula for this is, it's got a sodium, I'm trying to remember, a sodium, hydrogen, carbon, and 3 oxygen. So NaHCO3 is the formula for it. So that formula right there makes up a compound, because a compound is basically more than one element combined, and that makes it a compound. But to know an element, it's just breaking all those down into the individual elements that you'd find on a periodic table. So I feel like those are kind of pretty simple. So we'll find that ingredient in the pancake mix. And I already have it all ready right now. And I'm not the best at mixing my pancakes super smooth, so I'm hoping that this works as an example. But I want to start by just talking about the homogeneous mixtures. Anyways, the first one is the colloid, and basically what we know about the colloid is it's just like an opaque type of like mixture. And I think the example that's given is like milk, and so I kind of think about like, okay, my pancake mix, you can't tell that like it's a bunch of different ingredients. I mean, obviously I'm not the best at mixing it really smooth, so you can't kind of tell. But if you're really good at mixing really smooth, you'd look at this and be like, oh, it just looks like one whole mixture. You can't tell that there's a bunch of different stuff mixed together. And then, so that's kind of how I thought of that. And then for the, so the homogeneous kind of breaks off into two. And so you have the colloid, which is like the pancake batter. And then you also have your, what is it called? Solution. Anyways, let me grab the syrup. And we are going to top our pancakes with some syrup. And when you get really close, I feel like syrup is kind of a see-through mixture. And maybe this is a stretch, I don't know. But when you kind of dump it upside down or get like less, it's a kind of a see-through mixture, which is how we know that's a solution. You don't see any particular particles. It all looks uniform, but it's kind of see-through. And then the last one is the heterogeneous mixture. And heterogeneous is when you kind of have like individual particles, you can kind of see things. And I think the example is given as like soup. But in our case, since we're making pancakes, it'll be blueberries. We're going to add blueberries to our pancakes. So I'm just gonna mix that up. And when you look, you can see the blueberries in there, so you know that it is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so that's kind of how I've tried to help myself remember just the different type of mixtures, kind of putting it into real life examples and things that I kind of see and use regularly. And I'm gonna be honest, I make pancakes a lot. So now I want to talk about equilibrium, and this is the part that really might be a stretch. But it helped me understand equilibrium and the way that it shifts. So I'm gonna kind of move us over a little bit towards our pan. So I'm gonna see if I can demonstrate this without kind of messing up. But when you have your pancake solution, I'm just gonna like split the bowl in half. We have an equal amount of batter on each side. But if we scoop batter out on this side, the concentration of the batter over here is less. And so the pancake batter over here is going to shift over here to kind of make up for the lack of concentration. So that's how equilibrium works, is when the concentration on one side decreases, it shifts towards that side to kind of make up for it and level out. So that's kind of how I understood that. So when we make our pancakes, I should probably spray our pan really quick. Now this part, I don't know if this is technically equilibrium, but this is how I understood it. So I'm gonna bring this over. So as you can see, we got our pancakes cooking, and if I can find our spatula. So with equilibrium, we have heat added, and so heat is kind of added to the bottom. So I'm kind of, like I said, kind of a stretch, but the pancake will be the bottom half will be one side of the equation and the top half will be the other side, and heat is being added to this side. And so when heat is increased, it shifts away, and it kind of makes me think of the bubbles that come up at the top of a pancake. That's like the heat trying to like get away and shift the other way. So like I said, don't know if that's actually equilibrium, but it kind of made sense in my mind and helped me to remember which way things shift based off of like the increase of heat. And obviously a way to remember too is, you know, the opposite. If you're going to decrease the heat, it's going to shift towards the decrease. But you know that the shift in when it's increased, it's going to shift away. That's why you have the bubbles on the other side of the pancake. So now that our pancake is getting is cooking, this is the part where we're going to talk about the shift with pressure. So we're going to flip our pancake, and now when I apply pressure like this, I'm adding pressure to this side of the pancake, and usually the pancake solution on here that's kind of uncooked starts to kind of spread out, and so on the other side it's shifting that way. So like you said, it might be another stretch, but when you're increasing the pressure on one side, it's going to shift to the other side to make up for it. Just like when you apply pressure to a pancake, the rest of the pancake batter that's uncooked kind of like starts to spread out. Anyways, hopefully this was helpful for you guys. It made sense to me. Hopefully it makes sense to all of you. Hopefully this helps you on the exam. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy. Bye.